3.5 hours west of Edmonton, residents of the Smallboy Camp are making final preparations for their traditional powwow. The community of about 100 lived in this location in the Rocky Mountains since 1968, when Lazarus Braun, Simon Omisu, and Chief Robert Smallboy left the Ermineskin Cree Nation with about 140 people to live off the land in the mountains. Rowan Roan and her sister, Zora Roan, are the granddaughters of Lazarus Braun. They were raised here. The camp was named after Chief Robert Smallboy, who resigned as Ermineskin chief to live in the new camp here.
He was the chief of Ermineskin back then, and when he came out and followed my grandfather, he didn't even know he was going to be chief here. He didn't even know, and my grandfather needed somebody to work with the governments and, you know, the outside world, while he concentrated on culture.
Lazarus Braun wanted to live a more traditional way of life by living off the land. He was concerned that life on the Ermineskin Cree Nation was getting away from traditional values.
A lot of it has to do with also sins and stuff, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Back in the day, that's what they said, right? But that was they initially wanted to get away from that kind of life and come back to our traditional ways of knowing, doing, and being, back to the land. So we believe that we are part of this system, because we are the natural law, because we are connected to all forms of life. We're connected to so much here. That's who we are.
In the 70s, about 1/3 of the people broke off.
They had a falling out with a family. The Mackinac family was part of the group. And there was a falling out, and then the Mackinacs created their own camp, and then Smallwood Camp was still a camp.
Zora and Rowan remember their grandfather, who helped found this camp. Modern luxuries were not allowed. No television, drugs, alcohol. Living off the land was the way. Their water is still pure. Gathered from an underground source from the mountains, they are concerned a proposed expansion of a coal mine will impact their pristine water. They say that the Tech Resources Group are talking with them about the issue. The two sisters embrace this way of living for them and hope that children will continue to do so.
We lived off the land, and it was normal to us. And it was a beautiful life. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I miss it. And that's what I want to continue, is knowing, having these child feeling good growing up here and just like thinking the world of this place, because I do.
It's not a reserve, it's Crown land.
It's Crown land. We've been here for over 50 years. There is like other times that they try to push us out of here, but they have not succeeded.
Have they stopped trying?
I'm sure they're still trying. I don't think they have stopped, because this is a special place.
For 2 days, they are celebrating their traditional powwow with friends and family, celebrating with them.
This powwow here is for the children, because this is what my grandfather was about. He was about the children, future generations. So, we still try to bring this community together.
Chris Stewart, APTN National News, Smallboy Camp, Alberta.